Hi, I'm Shannon, and today I'm going to be your tour guide through the wonderful world of Storybird. So Storybird is a way to make, read, and share visual stories. It's a nifty little tool that just about anybody can use, and to learn more about this, I'm going to go to the Learn More page. If you scroll down, you can see the different ways that people use Storybird. One of these ways is to create. If you're an author and you really like to write, Storybird is a good way to make books. You can also use Storybird to discover what others have written. If you're a parent or a teacher and you want to read to your child or class, you can come on Storybird and find a book that you like. The nice thing about this is that you don't have to worry about losing a Storybird as you would with a physical book. You can also use Storybird as a learning tool. For example, if you're a teacher, you can create a Storybird about a specific topic and read it to your class. You could also have your students create Storybirds to demonstrate mastery of a specific topic. If you're a writer, you can use Storybird to connect to your fan base and to find other writers that you like. If you're an artist, you can use Storybird to sell your work. Every time someone uses your work, you'll get a royalty. And finally, if you just like reading, you can use Storybird to find stories that you like. They have a pretty vast library and lots of categories to choose from, so you're bound to find something you like. I'm going to scroll up now and go to the Help page, because when I first found out about Storybird, I had some questions. One of the biggest questions I had was about uploading artwork. Unfortunately, because of the way Storybird is structured, if you're not a registered artist, you can't upload your own artwork. The nice thing about this is that it forces you to be more creative and to find the story in the pictures already on Storybird. Unfortunately, if you really like a picture that you've drawn, you can't upload it and incorporate it into your own Storybird. Another important thing to know is that Storybird offers Pro and Pro Plus accounts for teachers. If you have just a free account, you can still use it with your class. However, you don't have as many options as you would with a Pro or Pro Plus account. The prices are fairly reasonable, so this might be something to consider in the future. Now that you have a little bit of an overview of Storybird, it's time to see what kind of stories they offer. To do this, you go back to the main page and look at the left side where you can see the different ways that they have the stories organized. To find a story, I can search by featured stories and authors, new and noted stories, popular stories, and the different categories. I can also search by age range, which is really nice, especially if you're a teacher, because you don't want your students to see something that's inappropriate. Since I want to be an elementary teacher, I'm going to click on Kid. This takes me to a page that shows the featured stories in this category. So if I find a story I like, such as this little one, I can click on it and start reading it. Here you see it's got some nice little pictures, it's got some words, a little plot, and this is a pretty good example of what a Storybird should look like. Now that you've seen a Storybird, it's time to create one. To do this, you go back to the main page and create an account. An account isn't necessary to actually create a Storybird, but you do need one if you want to save it. As I mentioned before, there are different types of accounts. You have a regular account, a teacher/class account, and one for kids under 13. All of the accounts require you to create a username, a password, and to have an email address. Because I already have an account, I'm going to go back to the main page and log in. Oh, well, I will be logging in once I remember what my password is. Okay, so once you get logged in, the Storybird brings you to your dashboard. If I had already created stories, here's where my stories would be. However, since I don't have any stories, I don't have anything here. Since my dashboard's looking kind of pathetic, I think I'm going to create a story. When you click the Create button, you come to a page that has a lot of different pictures. When you find a picture that you like, say this one, you click on it and it brings you to a page that shows other pictures that artist has made. If you really like what this artist has done, you can decide to use all of their artwork, and you do that by clicking Use this art. However, if you already know what you want your story to be about and you want to use artwork from different artists, you can use the search bar and search for your topic. For example, if I know I want to write a story about food, I can search for food, click on artwork, and it brings me to a page that shows all the pictures on Storybird tagged with the word food. I like these pictures, so I'm going to go up to the top of the page and click Use this art. Once I do that, it brings me to the story editor. Here's where I can actually make my story. So, let's see. I like this picture of the cheetah that doesn't like his food. If I want to reposition the picture, I just click on it, and I can make it so that it's a full page picture, on part of the page, at the bottom, at the top, or on the other half of the page. Since this guy doesn't look very happy about what he has to eat, I'm going to write about a cheetah who doesn't like his dinner. To add a new page, I go down to the bottom right and click the little plus sign. Now I can look for another picture, such as this one, and continue my story. Once I've come up with a story, I can click on the cover page and choose from the cover styles. Since I only have a free account, I only have one type of cover to choose. I can customize my cover a little bit. I think I like the purple, and come up with the title. Now that I've made my story, I go down to the lower left corner and click Menu and click Publish. This allows you to change the cover, change the title, add a little summary. For example, my summary will be a cheetah who doesn't like meat. I can also choose categories, for example, education, animals, family. I think I'll go with animals. And I can tag my story. For example, mine could be tagged cheetah and food. Since it's a fairly simple story, I will choose the kid 5 to 7 range, and I can also decide whether or not I want my story to be public or private. If you're a teacher, choosing private might be a better choice for you. Now that I've done that, I can click Publish, and I have my story. So that's Storybird, and I hope you enjoyed.